The training space of the second trial. On the first day, Li Wujie hid behind a tree, trembling incessantly. This damn weather is going to freeze me to death. This frail body of mine can't even reach the threshold of qi. If I hadn't learned a few breathing techniques from mortal martial artists back then, I would have already lost my life on the very first day in this damned place. He looked down at the few shriveled apples and couldn't help but complain more, this damned place doesn't even have a shadow of food. Li Wujie bit into one and grimaced, thinking, this stuff isn't even enough to get stuck in my teeth. Forget it, I just have to hold on for now. I embarrassed the master on the first trial, so this time I have to prove myself no matter what, I must survive for 100 days. On the second day, Li Wujie took a sip of water and immediately spat it out, damn it, my throat is so dry it's about to smoke. Yet this damn water tastes like poison. This lousy trial is full of traps everywhere. He trudged deeper into the forest, mumbling nonsense. How can this be called a trial? It's clearly torture to death. I don't believe I can't find a way to survive. I not only have to overcome this trial but also make my master proud. On the 10th day, he chased after the rabbit in front of him, encouraging himself, what's a fall? Years ago, to take revenge for my junior sister, I practiced swordsmanship tirelessly, chopping stone 100,000 times, never stopping even when my hands were blistered. I can endure this little hardship. On the 20th day, Li Wujie hid in a cave, clutching his food tightly, cautiously looking outside, this is enough food for 10 days, I absolutely cannot waste it. It's the 20th day already, if I can hold out for another 80 days, I will win. On the 50th day, Li Wujie faced the wolf directly with his weapon, thinking, I spent 50 days making this stone knife, sharpening it for 2 hours every day. I've completed half of my daily goal, today, I must kill it. On the 88th day, Li Wujie sat under the tree, happily saying, finally, I have overcome the winter. After mastering hunting, my body has become stronger. There are only 12 days left, and I am sure I can do it. Suddenly, a python lunged down from above and bit Li Wujie. He shouted in terror, what the hell is this? It hurts like hell. Not willing to back down, he bit back at the python, determined to fight, so it's you, you beast. I have struggled for 80 days to get here. Now I'm just a little bit away from my goal. Damn you, even if I die, I will drag you down with me. After a struggle, Li Wujie and the python fell to the ground. He thought, just 12 more days and I can prove myself to the master. His eyes blurred and closed in regret, I'm sorry, master, I still haven't proven myself. Outside, many people left the projection space. They lamented in pain, damn it, if my butt had eyes, I wouldn't have died. I only lived for 10 days before being bitten to death by a wild wolf. You're lucky to have lasted that long. I hadn't even made it 2 days before I died. My old, frail body could barely move at all, the old man said weakly. Yi Junlin turned his gaze toward Li Wujie and asked, tell me, how long did you last, and how did you die? Li Wujie clenched his fists proudly and replied, I survived for 88 days. In the end, I was ambushed by a venomous snake, but before I died, I bit it to death too. How about that? Impressive, right? Yi Junlin gave him a thumbs up and laughed, Shaoli, not bad at all, pretty ruthless too. He then turned to Xue Wuyin and asked, what about you? How did you die? Xue Wuyin lowered his head, clearly not pleased. Quite embarrassing, really. I was struck by lightning. I never thought I'd survive the real thunder tribulation, only to get repaid with interest during the trial. Still, I managed to last 160 days. Li Wujie exclaimed in surprise, 160 days. That long? Xue Senior, you're amazing. Yi Junlin looked confused. That many days, is that supposed to be impressive? Li Wujie eagerly said. Master, I swear to heaven and earth, it's really difficult. Xue Wuyin also turned to confirm. That's right, Senior, you really have to be very careful in there, after all, cultivation doesn't exist in that place. Yi Junlin, hearing this, became even more interested and stepped in. Sounds exciting, doesn't it? Then I must join in as well. It's a good opportunity to see what my golden fate can bring. On the first day in Yi Junlin's space, Yi Junlin opened his eyes and looked at his hands, unable to help but exclaim. This kind of experience is truly realistic, I almost thought I had crossed over again. He looked around and said. In the past, I watched survival shows in the wild, and they said the first step is to find food and water. Then craft tools and set up a tent. If there's no other way, you can also find a cave to take shelter in. Suddenly, a rabbit dashed by at lightning speed. Yi Junlin looked after it and said. Wow, a rabbit. Food has come right to my door as soon as I entered. The rabbit suddenly bumped its head into a tree, causing him to rush over, wide-eyed, and exclaim. Wow! What kind of move is this? I haven't even made a move yet, and you've already offered yourself up. He picked up the rabbit, happily saying. Delicious food delivered right to my door. It would be a waste not to eat it. Come on, let's find a place to light the fire and cook. After a while, Yi Junlin looked at the rabbit on the stove and sighed a few words. If I could add a bit of sauce, it would taste even better. But unfortunately, this place is a wild mountain, and I can't find any. At that moment, a large bear came rushing by, frantically chased by a swarm of bees. Is this bear being chased away by honey? He looked at the honey left behind, his eyes lighting up with joy. Oh, what is this? Is there such good fortune? Just when I needed sauce, honey shows up. Spreading honey on the rabbit will definitely taste amazing, so fragrant. This treatment is much better than those skewers at the finish line. Yi Junlin turned and said. After we finish eating, it's time to find a place to rest. Oh, look! Why is there such a big cave here? He approached the place and discovered. I can't believe there's such a good place to stay. There's even water, and I don't have to set up a tent to sleep outside. Could this all be thanks to fate Kim Sak? If that's the case, then I won't be polite anymore. On the third day, Yi Junlin brought his fishing rod to the stream and said, Yesterday we had roasted rabbit, today I want to change the menu, I want fresh fish. Before he could even sit down, a school of fish suddenly jumped onto the shore, diving into Yi Junlin's arms. He had to say, this is too much, you guys are being too proactive. I'm here to experience survival in nature, not to be a target for feeding. If this continues, I might just become depraved. For the next 180 days, birds and animals were continuously brought right to the cave door for Yi Junlin to enjoy. Yi Junlin also planted various crops outside the cave, and his life was always steady and extremely comfortable. The island master looked at this scene, and his heart couldn't help but ignite with a burning flame, pointing furiously. The level of testing we set at this gate is a challenge. As an elderly man with a frail body, he must survive alone in the wilderness surrounded by dangers. How can you come in here and end up with food and resources, living a peaceful life? Is your mother planning to enjoy her old age here? On this side, some dead men from the space came out and coldly said, after 200 days, it's hell. The other participants in the trial have all come out, yet there's really someone who survived over 200 days. Not bad at all. At this moment, Hong Qianyi also came out of the space. Li Wujie happily called out, Hong senior brother, you are the last one to come out, that's impressive. How many days have you survived? Hong Qianyi grimaced and replied, 206 days. After 200 days, not only do the beasts appear more frequently, but even sleeping becomes a luxury. Moreover, they appear in organized packs, and they have mutated, moving at extremely high speeds. Upon hearing this, Li Wujie exclaimed in admiration, that sounds truly terrifying. Senior brother Hong, is it really possible to live this long? Hong Qianyi said irritably. What do you understand? I could have lasted longer, but the mutation came too quickly, and I was ambushed by these beasts. He thought to himself, in the end, I was surrounded by the mutated wolves. A normal person definitely wouldn't survive in that situation. But I've used the secret technique of the demon sect to transform my body, and as long as I'm cautious, I can surely live for a few hundred more days. Hong Qianyi glanced over and was surprised to see there was still one space left. Didn't you say I was the last one? Why hasn't he come out yet? Li Wujie stammered, pointing, no, it's not what you think, master entered there very late. Hong Qianyi laughed and said, so that's how it is. He thought to himself, Yi Junlin, usually lazy and completely reliant on others, will definitely run into trouble this time without anyone to lean on. He spends all day hiding here and there just to find something to eat. Just thinking about it makes me feel relieved. He gleefully imagined Yi Junlin's predicament. Not to mention the hellish difficulty after another 200 days. Oh no, you definitely won't last that long. No matter what, when you go outside, your face will be all dirty. Let me see your little joke. The trial space of Yi Junlin on the 200th day. Yi Junlin lay on a chair holding a coconut, leisurely saying, "This is really comfortable. Could it be that I just enjoy like this until the day I become a burnt-out candle?" The sky at this moment turned gloomy, and there was a strong wind. He exclaimed, "Is the weather changing?" Calculating carefully, exactly 200 days have passed. Could this be the turning point of the trial? Yi Junlin opened the gate. As soon as he stepped out, he saw a rabbit with bright red eyes suddenly crash into a tree. Yi Junlin exclaimed in shock, "Oh wow, my rabbit has mutated. Is it really that strong? If it were a wild boar, it would knock down all the trees. Now my lunch is ruined because of this rabbit." Yi Junlin turned around, his mouth agape once more in front of the tiger. "There's even a tiger this close. I haven't seen a beast like this in the past 200 days. The tiger suddenly charged towards Yi Junlin. He excitedly pulled out his sword and said, "Finally, I can use this precious wooden sword for something useful. With fate's golden aura beside me, I'm not afraid of a mad tiger like you." Behind the tiger, a bear even larger suddenly appeared and pounced. The two of them began to tear at each other, leaving Yi Junlin wide-eyed. "Oh, it seems I won't have a chance to take action after all," he said, watching the bear and tiger fight with admiration. Amazing. This scene of tearing each other apart is even more realistic than a 3D movie. Truly beautiful. In the end, both the tiger and the bear lost their lives. Yi Junlin leaned on his staff and approached, saying, "Not bad, not bad. The bear's skin is thick and perfect for making a winter coat. The tiger's skin would also enhance the beauty of my cultivation cave." The island master observed through the screen, nearly going crazy as he shouted, "What's going on? Why is this little guy's luck so disobedient to heaven? Wild beasts fighting like this. Let him take advantage of the situation again." He narrowed his eyes dangerously and suddenly remembered, "But the beast tide is coming, they won't harm each other like today. This time, let me see how you will respond." Yi Junlin, who was sleeping, was awakened by the sudden noise. He sat up, confused, and asked, "What's happening? Is there an earthquake?" He looked at the beast tide and was horrified. "Oh no, this is the beast fighting team gathering. Are they coming to our house for a party? The scale is quite large." He broke into a sweat, his expression serious as he thought, "Let me see what kind of skills you all really have." The island master on this side smugly snorted, "Little guy, just wait to be torn apart by the beasts." Suddenly, Yi Junlin heard several voices calling from behind, "Grandpa, Grandpa." He turned his head in confusion, "Huh? Why are there children's voices here? Grandpa, are they calling me?" Yi Junlin looked at the gourds on the tree that were excitedly calling out and stammered in surprise, could this be the legendary gourd siblings? The red gourd shook on the tree, calling out to the grandfather to reassure him, "Don't be afraid, we will keep you safe." Yi Junlin stared blankly at the red gourd and said, "It seems that the elderly planting certain types of plants and flowers not only benefits health, physical condition, and mental well-being but can also bring unexpected surprises at important times." At that moment, a beast approached from behind, wanting to attack him. The red gourd flew out, shouting, "Beast, don't even think about harming my grandfather." He transformed into a human and raised his foot, saying, "I'll crush you all." Yi Junlin gave a thumbs up in praise, "Great job, you're doing really well." After saying this, he suddenly remembered in shock, "What the hell is this? How did the gourd become so spiritual?" At that moment, two more beasts charged forward. The red gourd braced itself, revealing its true body with a thunderous voice, "You dare to come here and seek death with just a bunch of beasts like you?" Watching the red gourd punch the ground into rubble made him even more shocked. How can this child grow up like this? How could something like this exist in my trial space? He was still in a daze when a wild beast lunged at him from behind, its jaws wide open. A hand shot out to block the sharp teeth. The iron-skinned, steel-bodied one said, "You dare to sneak attack me, you beast." After saying this, the golden gourd delivered a punch that knocked the beast's jaw off. The green gourd opened its mouth, gathering fire, then spat out, "I will burn you all to death." The blue gourd also sprayed a torrent of water, saying, "Don't even think about getting close to me." The purple gourd raised its hand and gathered all the beasts tied in. Yi Junlin, standing behind, exclaimed, "Indeed, the 8 immortals have crossed the sea, showcasing their magical talent. This is even more amazing than hacking. Doesn't this mean I will be unbeatable on this mountain?" The island master watched this scene with a darkened face, wondering, is this space truly mine or his? How can such abilities exist here? The orange gourd pointed ahead and called out, "Grandpa, I have used my heavenly eye to scout, there are no wild beasts within 10 miles of here." Yi Junlin nodded and laughed. It's true that having a heart, little brother, with several children, this can be considered enjoying blessings now. He helplessly thought, well, here we are, aside from dying of old age, I really don't know how to escape from this anymore. In the following days, with the company of his gourd brothers, Yi Junlin began his comfortable retirement life. On the 100th day, watching the sunset, he leisurely said, "In the blink of an eye, so much time has passed. Compared to the Kunlun realm where there's constant fighting, this peaceful life in this training space isn't bad at all. It feels like I've crossed over back to the past, reliving my life." On the 300th day, Yi Junlin sat on the shoulder of the red gourd, happily saying, "The feeling of standing high and looking down is truly comfortable." He called out, "Big brother, don't waste those roasted birds." On the 500th day, Yi Junlin had moved into the castle built by his big brother, making his life increasingly comfortable. Everyone began to feel confused and unfamiliar. It's been so long, why hasn't Yi Senior come out yet? No way, how could he survive in a place full of mutated beasts like that? It's too absurd. Li Wujie speculated, Master must be cultivating immortals in there, otherwise, how could he stay in there for so long? Hong Qianyi crossed his arms in rejection, no way, absolutely impossible. He might have died in there, or there's a problem with the space, so he can't be teleported out. Li Wujie called out loudly, "Hey, Island Master, is there a problem with your trial gate? Quickly release my master." The Island Master replied, "What do you know? I designed the gate myself, and there has never been a problem before. Just wait, you clueless juniors." Hong Qianyi was stunned in surprise, how can this be? He really hasn't died? How could an old man without any cultivation survive in a place like that for so long? The Island Master laughed, clearly amused. The checkpoint of the deity has never had any errors, yet it encounters a monster like you. He cheerfully speculated, could it be that you will truly become the first test taker to die of old age at the second checkpoint? The testing space of Yi Junlin in the 25th year. The gourd surrounding the bed sadly called out, "Grandpa, please don't leave us." Yi Junlin weakly said, "Thank you for keeping me company. After all these years, when I return, I will remember you all." The gourds cried out, "Grandpa." Yi Junlin slowly closed his eyes. Yi Junlin, the days of survival exhausted, died peacefully. The Island Master was surprised, saying, "I didn't expect him to truly become the first test taker to die of old age at the second checkpoint. To die naturally in this terrifying mountain, what a grand event that is." However, while the first 2 tests were carried out alone, the final test was different. All participants in the test would compete together, so let me see if you can continue like this any longer. Yi Junlin stretched out of the projection. Everyone immediately gathered around to ask. Yi Senior finally came out. How can he be so calm? When we went out, we were either desperate or unwilling, yet the senior seems very composed. What on earth did he experience in there? Li Wujie approached anxiously and asked. "Master, you finally made it out. How many days did you actually survive? And how did you ultimately leave?" Yi Junlin replied with a calm heart. "My master. He died of old age." Hong Qianyi was astonished, biting his teeth in shock. Die of old age? How can that be? How could someone survive to old age in such a dangerous place, surrounded by wild beasts? The others behind were equally bewildered. It's hard to believe. While everyone else was struggling to survive for a few dozen or even hundreds of days, Yi Senior managed to live for several decades. Shui Wuyin clasped his hands and curiously asked. Yi Senior, may I boldly ask how you did it? Is there any formula in this matter? Yi Junlin raised his finger enthusiastically and shared all the secrets. In fact, the secret is very simple, just relax your mind, plant a few flowers and plants, and then you will be able to obtain 7 magical gourds, from which you can dominate the mountain and live a leisurely old age. Shui Wuyin was stunned, unable to believe it. Is it really that simple? Yi Junlin replied calmly, yes, it is. Everyone buzzed with excitement and discussion. In such a dire situation, how can one remain calm and focus on planting flowers? What are these 7 gourds? Are they treasures? Hong Qianyi looked grim and snorted, here we go again with the nonsense. If you don't want to say, just say it directly. What's with the pretentiousness? Shui Wuyin furrowed his brow, caught up in his thoughts. Could this be the secret way to pass the second trial? The core of it isn't survival, but rather testing whether the participants can remain calm, relaxed, and free in dire situations. He and the others knelt down sincerely in reverence. Yi Senior, I have learned a lot. It turns out the path we took was wrong. The island master held the reward in his hand and sighed in frustration, this brat has fooled everyone again. Never mind, let's first give him the reward for the second level. The dazzling golden light fell upon Yi Junlin. Li Wujie clenched his fist excitedly and said, receiving the blessings of 2 spells in a row, the master will definitely gain more immortal talent. The immortal path will be even smoother. Hong Qianyi, trembling with anger, looked at him and said, damn it, he has taken all the rewards from the first 2 levels by himself. Yi Junlin, however, felt no joy, thinking, it's useless. I have the golden finger, the stronger I meet, the stronger I become. So what good is this talent? The girl behind him looked at his expression with some confusion, you guys look, Yi Senior seems to be a bit dismissive. The guy in blue, sweating, exclaimed, stop talking nonsense, he must be modest and doesn't want to draw too much attention, afraid it will discourage us. The island master looked at Yi Junlin's expression and shouted in anger, this is a blessing that even immortals would be moved by. Why is this little guy indifferent even after 2 consecutive times? Could he really think that my reward is terrible? He shouted angrily, clenching his fists. Forget it, we should quickly start the final trial. This is the trial I am most proud of, the most creative trial in the vast universe. In this final trial, those ranked outside the top 100 will be eliminated. Li Wujie happily said, although I didn't achieve my personal goal in the second trial, at least I managed to stay. That's great. Hong Qianyi crossed his arms and sneered, haha, as if you have any chance of staying here. Next, please enter the passage in order, and we will begin the trial in the final stage. Chen Xiao followed behind Yi Junlin, his face revealing a sinister expression, thinking to himself, Yi Junlin, what does it matter if you took the blessings from the previous 2 trials? The third trial is what truly matters. As long as I win this trial, the inheritance of the island will be mine. At that point, taking your life will be as easy as flipping my hand. Welcome to the projection world. To ensure fairness, everyone can set up their own images. Everyone received a confusing board. What is this? Those of you on this Phuket island will have the freedom to choose equipment, pills, charms, and skills. All of these can be obtained by searching or defeating mythical beasts. Ancient Sword Family, Wandao Valley, Chi Mei Mountain, Binguin Ice Mist, Noyet Na Lake, and Mi Vu Pine Forest. Over time, the death aura will gradually engulf the island. You need to escape to a safe zone in time and are allowed to kill each other. The last survivor will inherit Wanxian Island. The people behind widened their eyes in amazement, this kind of trial has never been heard of before, it truly overturns common perception. So it turns out the trials of the immortals are played like this? Yi Junlin frowned in discomfort, thinking, this old man, are you kidding me? From flying flags to evolutionary methods and then to PUBG, could it be that true immortals are also crossover characters? Li Wujie pressed the mask selection board, excitedly thinking, if the identity is kept secret, participating in the battle with the mask will avoid revenge after the trial ends. Why not take this opportunity to indulge a little? I will experience what it feels like to be a woman. Hee hee. Confirming the image. The bald man crossed his arms and thought, of course, a champion like me must use the champion image. As soon as he opened his eyes, he was transported onto the boat. Everyone else, after choosing their masks, was also transported here. Now we are entering the preparation phase. First, we will fly over some islands, and then you can choose your favorite landing spot. The man in blue pointed and shouted, everyone, quickly look at that. The quality of this is just too special. Li Wujie, with his burly figure, shyly laughed, don't you all realize who I am? From the other side, a loud voice called out, hey Li, I didn't expect you to have this kind of interest. Li Wujie turned to that person and denied, I am not Li, don't talk nonsense. Hong Qianyi, with a handsome appearance, crossed his arms and said, how did you guess that I could see this? Li Wujie asked, this place. Only I am unique. Senior brother Hong, we are all family, no need to be so serious, right? Hong Qianyi pointed and mocked. It's really hard to believe that you have such a perverse hobby. If your identity is discovered by outsiders, do you think this would be the biggest stain on your life? Li Wujie frowned and said, stop trying to scare me. Where's the evidence? Are you just going to rely on my name? That's too presumptuous. As long as I deny it, who could possibly know my identity? On the other side, everyone was blinded by that shiny bald head, cursing, damn it, that bald head is too bright. It's blinding. Who is this person? The face looks plain but has a very provocative vibe. What's going on? Hong Qianyi stared at the bald guy and said, this aura makes people uncomfortable, but this guy seems a bit familiar. Li Wujie puffed his cheeks and cracked his knuckles, asking, who the hell is this guy? He definitely looks like he wants to get hit. Now that we've arrived at the island, please choose a landing spot. The final trial officially begins. The others excitedly said, there are so many places, where should we go? Finally, a reminder to the participants, the skills you have in the real world cannot be used here. The entire magic formula will be received at designated locations. Choose your landing spot carefully. Finally, I wish you great fortune and see you after you land. Li Wujie excitedly asked Hong Qianyi, if so, I must start from Wandao Valley. Where does senior brother Hong plan to go? He replied, I'm not as foolish as you, revealing my position so early. Hong Qianyi turned around and laughed, saying, could it be that senior brother Hong is afraid that I, the junior brother, will kill you first? Hong Qianyi waved his hand dismissively, just based on you. You probably won't even meet me. Take care of yourself. The guys flying behind casually said, senior brother, let's go to Chimei Mountain together and look out for each other. Alright, let's go, Hong Qianyi scoffed, thinking, young lambs band together, but strong men have always gone alone. Moreover, by the end of this trial, only one person can remain. What does it matter if you form a team? The arrogant bald guy said, as a little assassin like me, I will naturally go with the flow, after all, anywhere is my home. He stomped his foot and let himself fall down below, wanting to go wherever he pleased, let's go. A golden light appeared around him as he grew a pair of wings and descended onto Yuya Lake. This was probably Yuya Lake, one of the 6 major areas. He looked at the colorful clusters of light and pondered, these clusters of light are likely fragments of skills. According to the rules, one must gather enough fragments to form a skill, which is divided into different ranks of heaven and earth profound sovereign. I wonder what rank these have. Suddenly, a few individuals flew in to compete for the fragments. The leader, a fierce-looking man, laughed, aha, you are too slow. These fragments all belong to me. He grabbed a cluster of light and pressed it against his body. Once he gained the power, he immediately defeated the competitor with a powerful and brutal punch, dare to steal from me? Die. Death Lightning Fist. The other man quickly turned into a foam box. He flexed his muscles and released a terrifying aura, saying, I didn't expect this basic skill of the royal grade to be even stronger than the earth grade skill in the real world. Truly worthy of being the skill inheritance of an immortal, ha ha ha. The remaining individuals, frightened, exclaimed, he has formed a skill already, everyone run. The leader opened a box to take a look and scoffed arrogantly, consider yourselves lucky to know your place, not bad at all, there are quite a few skill fragments and equipment here. It seems that in this trial, killing and robbing is the true way to power. The bald man behind him watched him and a few others compete with amusement, saying, "Did you die as soon as you landed? So inexperienced. I'm the best at PUBG, just wait and see how I find the ultimate gear." In the foggy forest, Hong Qianyi moved quickly forward, thinking, in this forest, the fog is thick, it's perfect for stable development. He saw a dazzling light and stopped. What is this? Hong Qianyi landed and looked at the skeleton. In an instant, he received a fire dragon talisman, and with this wave of spiritual energy, perhaps it's an attack talisman with considerable power. He looked at the concealment skill with some confusion. Aren't skills supposed to require fragments to be assembled? Yet there's still a finished product. I didn't expect that at this third level, not only could I obtain blue gear but also have ready-made skills and talismans. It seems my luck has finally arrived. Yi Junlin, the one who will conquer the third level is me. Meanwhile, the tiger-headed man had finished putting on his gear, saying, "The gear and skills of the fox Yuya are probably all mine now. It's time to go out and rob others." He looked at the bald guy turning around to face him and said, "Isn't that the little bald brat who's asking for a beating? He's at Yuya Lake too. Too bad, everything here has already been taken by me. Ha ha ha." He flew over, raising his fist to unleash thunder, wanting to kill the bald guy. He said, "If you want to blame someone, blame yourself for landing in the wrong place, let me inherit your legacy." The bald guy suddenly turned to ask, "Uncle, what do you need?" The tiger-headed man slammed to a stop, looking at the armor on him, thinking, rare purple armor and weapons. How is that possible? Didn't all the items at Yuya Lake belong to me? He retracted his hand, withdrew the evil energy, and laughed foolishly. "Well, actually, it's nothing much. I'm here to tell you to be careful. Once you leave this lake, there won't be any nice guys like me around." The bald guy exclaimed, "Oh, you really are a good person." The tiger-headed man turned around, already wanting to leave. "Wu Di brother, if there's nothing else, I'll be on my way." The bald guy suddenly said, "Don't rush off like that, leave behind the stuff you just robbed." Having said that, he unleashed a powerful strike. After all, a gentle person like you won't find it easy to survive after leaving this place. The man with the head of a tiger shielded his hands in front, panicking, said, wait, Wu Di brother, spare my life, I'll give you everything I have." Ignoring his words, the bald man still unleashed a killer move violently, causing him to die on the spot. The bald man bent down to take items from the box and said, "Thank you, uncle, for helping me gather all the items in this area. It's time to check out another area." The island master looked over the lake and couldn't help but exclaim, "That kid of yours is wearing a rare purple armor set unique to Yuya Lake, but it's still too far off compared to the special tactics I've set on the island. This time, I fear you won't find it easy to win." A moment later, 3 people were looking down at the bald man from above. "That guy got lucky, I didn't expect him to gather a complete rare purple armor set in such a short time." The man in brown gritted his teeth in annoyance and said, "He even calls himself, the lonely champion, or something, really irritating. I've found him annoying since I saw him on the transmission, and I want to teach him a lesson when we land." Then, the girl in green, with deep eyes, spoke up. "But that guy is quite a catch. If we can successfully defeat him, what he has gathered will be enough for us to gain an advantage." The man in the brown outfit said. "But he has purple protective gear, how can we kill him?" The young master beside him devised a plan. "Don't rush, everyone. Actually, there is still a chance, as long as we do it this way." As the bald man was walking, a sweet voice called out, "Wu Di brother." The bald man turned to look at the girl and asked, "Miss, do you need something?" The girl in the blue dress raised her hand, looking delicate and fragile, and said, "Wu Di brother, I would like to make a deal with you." The bald man asked, "What transaction? Is it something serious?" The girl in the blue dress flaunted her alluring cleavage and said, "How should I put it, it's not very serious at all." She playfully waved her finger and said, "Brother Wu Di, the identity in this simulated world is fake, but the experience is real. I want to exchange something useful with you, and as for the benefits, you understand." The bald man eagerly asked, "Here. It doesn't seem very appropriate." The girl pouted, "Oh come on, do we really have to distinguish locations? Brother Wu Di, stop pretending." The bald man cheerfully replied, "All right. She looked at him with a disdainful gaze, thinking, indeed, the so-called Wu Di is really lonely, has never met a woman before. He fell for it as soon as he opened his mouth. She gently said, then. Let's get started. The bald man threw a pearl on the ground and told her, I want to see you do push-ups. The girl in the blue dress looked at him as if struck by lightning. He's talking about this when I'm about to take off my clothes. Is this guy sick? After a while, she was still surprised and asked again, brother, do you really want me to do push-ups? Is this correct? The bald man dropped a few more pieces and asked, is one piece not enough? Then I'll give you more, is that enough? The girl in blue winked and said, Big brother Wu Di, you must be misunderstanding. What I meant was that you can arrange for me as you wish, feel free to express any requests, especially the bolder ones. The bald man replied, I understand your intention now. She excitedly said, then let's make the most of our time and get started quickly. Before she could finish, the bald man made another suggestion, then let's do a few more sit-ups, shall we? His words drove her crazy. Are you intentionally teasing me? As she was fuming, she suddenly paused and looked down. Staring at the fragments, she stammered, this is a piece of profound grade, how could he just throw it away? The bald man held the fragment up proudly and asked, I ask you, will you do it or not? Faced with the tempting bait, she quickly turned around and complied. Big brother Wu Di, I'm in, of course. She thought, it's fine, he really is giving too much, whatever. The two above looked dumbfounded. What is that girl with the huge chest doing? Is she out of her mind? Why is she doing push-ups like that? They turned back and forth, even more shocked. No wonder she's doing sit-ups now. Is that guy intentionally messing with us? The whole group took out their weapons. No more waiting, let's dive down. Don't wait any longer, let's charge together. The bald guy sighed in boredom. Why are you so impatient? Is it this easy to break through? The girl realized she was being pranked but still gathered her strength and lunged with her weapon. Dare to tease me, I'll smash you. Before she could even touch a hair on the bald guy, he drew his sword and executed a powerful strike that sent her flying. So hasty, everyone is in such a hurry to die. The guy in red flew in with a mace and shield, executing the Ham Sun Trang move. The bald guy simply turned and countered, catching him off guard. The guy in blue, hiding behind the bushes, was frightened and thought. Here, this is a low-grade heaven skill, no need to be afraid, it's just swordsmanship. As long as we coordinate well, we can still kill him, and this heaven-grade skill will be ours. All the attacks from those people were blocked by the bald guy's shield, without any damage. He arrogantly said, is that just a scratch? Before the other guy could rush in, the bald man casually waved his sword, don't even think about escaping, die already. In the end, the other guy turned into a box. Suddenly, several forbidden spells surrounded the bald man. The guy in blue landed and laughed, saying, these useless people can be considered not to have died in vain. Just when you were feeling arrogant and slaughtering everyone, the power of the 9th level of weakness from this young master can finally take effect. He unleashed his spiritual energy to suppress, boasting, you've been hit by the weakness curse, so even if you have a heaven-grade skill, it won't matter, just accept your death. The bald man remained calm and composed, praising, that's quite a clever calculation, even sacrificing your own companions. It's just a pity that Lao Tzu took the purification with him. The man in the blue robe asked in horror, how do you have the purification? He and the girl in the blue robe knelt down, crying out and pleading, wait, brother Wu Di, don't kill me. I will give you all my belongings. Brother Wu Di, spare my life, and I promise to serve you wholeheartedly after the trial, ensuring your satisfaction. The bald man unleashed powerful lightning around him, his radiant sword plunged into the ground. He said, serve me. You are not worthy, die for me. He condensed an immense force and struck out, still want to ambush me? You arrived 800 years too early for that. After finishing the matter, the bald man bent down to check the boxes, let me see what good stuff you have found. In the hidden area of the pit, a deformed monster rushed in. On the ground, one man had activated spiritual energy, preparing to fight. This is a quality golden talisman, a treasure of this young master. If it doesn't succeed, at least it will make a man out of me. At the right moment, he unleashed the 6th talisman of divine fire. Die for me. Lu Fu Shenhua fiercely incinerated the beast. The man gasped and looked ahead. The map in that golden treasure truly doesn't deceive, and this is indeed the legendary hidden map, Long Quat. He was elated. Indeed, the Holy Sun is the chosen one, no one can stop my rise. He entered and saw that immense power, excitedly saying, This is the power of the divine dragon. With it, even those in epic armor before me won't withstand for long. I, the Holy Sun, am Wu Di, ha ha ha. The island master observed him, surprised, saying, So there really is someone who has found the method I deliberately left behind all those years ago? Could it be that this time's heir is him? Yi Junlin, let's see how long you can withstand this time.